Season of the Deep is live, and with this season comes a new set of craftable weapons to get from the Last Wish raid, which now has reprised weapons with brand new perk pools that make the weapons much better than their original counterparts. Now, I briefly want to touch up on one quick tip that you should absolutely follow while this is not patched, because I think this is a bug. For Last Wish, you can go to Hawthorne to get a weekly quest where it says complete the entire Last Wish raid for each encounter, and if you do, you get a red border, and then you're able to buy another red border from Hawthorne every week with spoils. However, the bug here is that once you try to buy something for Hawthorne after doing that, it'll give you your red border plus pattern progress on your red border, essentially giving you 2 red borders worth for 1. So, for example, I'm going to play a clip where I'm buying Apex Predator, and it gives me the red border Apex Predator, plus it gives me pattern progress for a total of 2 out of 5 instead of, well, 1 out of 5.
So I'll probably go Apex.
Here we go.
Oh, it does.
Yeah, but
I got one.
Pattern progress, and I got one.
Oh.
So I would definitely go do this and get your extra red border drop out of the way, and then you can just go back to farming normally while this is not patched, assuming this is a bug, of course. Among these, you have Apex Predator, which is now nuts as compared to being a joke before, Supremacy, Tyranny of Heaven, Nation of Beasts, and honestly, most of these weapons have at least one decent roll on them if you're like a fan favorite of any particular one. Now let's just get straight to the farming part. You want to do one of 2 things. Either you want to do Cali if you have Anarchy users that know how to do the Anarchy strat, or if you do not have anyone that has an Anarchy or supposed to go buy one, then I think you should do the Riven strat. So the Cali method is the shortest method by far if you have Anarchy. All you need to do is have one Guardian in your team with Anarchy, and then have them stick Cali the moment she tries to teleport from the middle of the map when her shield falls down. You just have to stick Cali, and then somebody hops on the very first plate in the room, which you'll be seeing plenty of times in the footage in the background here. Cali will try to teleport to you, and at this point, you just stick her again with Anarchy, stick the ground, and bam, you're good to go. She's going to be stuck there forever. Just keep occasionally applying Anarchy while your team infinitely DPSs her until she is dead. One thing to note here is that once her health bar does reach 0, you guys should just stop shooting her entirely, including tick damage, grenades, blah, 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 etc. Otherwise, she's never going to stop shooting you. She has to, like, try to animate her teleport, and then when she does, then shoot her, and she just dies and falls over, and that's essentially the farm. You can use whatever you want here, gun-wise, aside from Anarchy. You can use Retrofit, you can use just Supers, you can use Rocket, Izanagi. Literally anything that's good or decent DPS will work on here, because, again, she's stuck there, just standing still the whole time, taking all the damage. And this strat will take you maybe a minute to complete per kill if you're efficient. Then you simply just have another character where you save the checkpoint on, you switch out, go back to that character, the rest of the fire team loads on you, launch the raid, go back to Cali, switch characters back again to the original character you just killed her on, and then rinse repeat this over and over, farming infinitely for as long as you want. Now, in case you're curious on what actually drops here, well, everything, literally everything, every single weapon can drop here as a red border at Cali. It seems like Bungie went the route of just doing that for every encounter, where you can get any weapon and a red border of it from whatever you do in the raid, whether it's Cali, Morgith, or Riven, etc. So Cali with the Anarchy thing is by far the fastest, and you can passively build up all of your red borders here one at a time, and then I would say do this until you reach towards the end of your goal, where you may be missing 1 or 2 of one weapon, or maybe 2 weapons, and at that point you can just do the weekly thing where you buy one and then get progress for a second one if that is still a thing in a couple of weeks. Now, if you don't have an Anarchy team and nobody can go buy it with spoils, that's totally fine. You can still go do Riven, which is equally as easy and maybe just marginally slower if you're doing the whole joining allies thing. At Riven, you have 2 options, really. You either just use swords, such as Lament, and you fire 6 swords with, like, a tether, and just claw her to death with your sword, or you can put on the Behemoth strat, where you just have a bunch of Behemoth Titans, and you pop your Behemoth super and keep shattering the crystals under her nails, which, for whatever reason, does massive damage, and knock her out that way. Riven's a little RNG, though, depending if she's at the blue side or not at the beginning, and if she's not, you have to go to the other side, and that eats up time. But typically, you can get a run done in about 2 minutes or less, and then get, like I mentioned, a piece of armor or a weapon plus a key, which you can use at the end to open to get another red border, and that's that. Hopefully this video helps you guys farm and you enjoyed it, and if you did, like, share, subscribe. It does help the channel, much appreciated, and stay tuned for some hopefully potential boss bake videos, including Apex Predator and maybe Supremacy. I'm hoping. Fingers crossed. All right? Hit that sub button and notification bell. Okay, thanks. See you next time. Goodbye.